Hey, I'm Christy Mitchell, and welcome to Unfudge Your Marketing, the podcast where we talk about what really happens when marketing doesn't go according to plan. Every week, I sit down with business owners and leaders to unpack the missteps, the experiments that didn't land, and the decisions they'd probably rethink if given a do-over. But more importantly, we talk about what they learned on the other side and what you can take with you as you build your own business. Success rarely comes from getting it right the first time. It comes from taking action, making mistakes, adjusting, and showing up again and again. If you've ever wondered whether you're the only one figuring this out as you go, you're in the right place. I am so excited to welcome Humaira Akhtar to the show. She goes by Myra, and she works with established experts, executive coaches, and seasoned solopreneurs who are good at too many things, and they're exhausted from proving it. They've spent 10 to 20 years building real results, but instead of one clear offer, they have 5. Every client gets a custom scope, revenue looks decent, the calendar tells a different story. Through her genius offer blueprint, Myra excavates the one through line connecting everything they've already built and turns it into a single premium offer they can sell repeatedly at a price that reflects what they're actually worth. She doesn't build offers from scratch. She finds what's already there. With that, I'm going to welcome Myra to the show.
Hello! Look at us. Teal is on the landscape everywhere. I love it.
I know. This is what I always love about talking with you. I'm like, your headphones are on brand with me. So we like to together. I love it.
Currently, yes.
Myra, I am so excited. We have been talking about having you come on the show forever. So we are finally here. We're finally doing the thing. Before we jump in, because I know we have a really juicy topic to talk about today, I always like to make sure I share how I met my guest. And so Melissa Davis gets a shout out for connecting us. I don't know how we both know her, but she knew us both. And she was like, you two need to know each other. And boy, oh boy, she was completely right.
Oh man, I have so much love for this woman. I
do
absolutely
too.
adore her. Yeah, like we need like a three-way call or something where we are on a video chat or even maybe meet in person and give her a squeeze, warm hug. I'm a hugger.
Yes. All right, so you're coming to Rochester then, because we outnumber you. We're both in Rochester.
Okay, I'll
make
be
a little
there.
trip.
Fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's next week.
All right, so we'll schedule that right after this call. Sounds like a plan. Okay. So I mean, you and I could talk about so many different things, which I think is honestly why it took us so long to like nail something and like actually book this call. Because we're like, there's so many things we could talk about. You and I have a lot of like shared synergy, alignment, values, I think, in the way that we approach our work with our clients, simplicity, clarity, a bunch of authenticity, like all of those things. So with that, we were going to talk about what we finally landed on, and maybe we'll just, have to book more calls as we come up with other topics we should be talking about. But today specifically, we were going to talk about an experience you had, and I think it might be relatively recently, with LinkedIn Sales Navigator and utilizing that for your business.
Yes. I would say it's a not recent, maybe about a year and a half, probably.
Okay.
That it's where I, was trying to invest in lead generation, which, like lead gen is probably the biggest block that a lot of business owners have. And so, easily, like you could see that as soon as you get on LinkedIn and you see someone who is struggling with leads, it's the easiest sell. Like, oh, you're struggling with leads? Here's my inbound system. Here's how I do it. Here's my proven whatever 5-step,
Yes.
And to tell you complete honesty that I had built an offer that I love, and I'm proud to talk about it. I'm proud to market. I'm never, like I never feel sleazy talking about it because I like
Yeah.
my offer.
Yes.
But that was not the problem. The problem was I got impatient, like very, very impatient. I want
Yeah.
leads now, like tomorrow. Does anyone
Yes.
ever feel that way? Like you want to grow your business like tomorrow?
Always. Always.
Yeah.
Everyone
I'm sure
feels that
you've
way,
had
I
clients where
think.
they're like, "Oh, I want to see marketing results like tomorrow." You put out a
Yes.
content for a week and you expect seeds to grow overnight.
Yes. Yep.
And so I was in that phase where I was just impatient. Yeah.
I I love
Mhm.
that you're starting from this place, honestly, Myra, because so many
Mhm.
business owners, I think, find themselves in the same situation, but honestly, in a more tight spot, I would say. I think a lot of business owners jump to lead generation and maybe similar things that we're like you and I are going to talk about today out of a place of desperation, like as a like, oh,
Sure.
like my referrals dried up, or I'm not getting the word of mouth reach that I used to, and I'm in a tight spot and I need to
I
get
need to
people
find a different
tomorrow.
tactic. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think sometimes they're really spinning because I've had conversations like that on the show where they're like, "Oh my god, I need leads like yesterday, not even tomorrow. I need leads yesterday." But
Yep.
I'm guessing a lot of them don't have the clarity that you did in terms of your offer is a good one and you know how to talk about it and you don't feel bad talking about it because you know that it solves a problem that so many people can benefit from. So I just want to kind of set that stage because I think that is an important distinction. Sometimes I think business owners are desperate, but they're coming from a place of like maybe not even knowing if their offer is a good one, if the market needs it, if it's delivering the value that they thought it would. So the great news for you is you already had this proven thing and you knew that it was just a matter of getting out in front of more people. You just need more people to connect with you. Is that accurate?
Absolutely, 100%. And
Yeah.
for me, because I knew the problem was that, okay, the offer is, uh, it's working. It's something that people want. People paid me for it. No one asked me for a refund. I know it's got strong legs. Now,
Mm-hmm.
is it perfect? No, not anything is. Like, you
Yep.
build an offer, there's always something to tweak, there's always something to improve. But I knew that there's substance built in it, that even my current clients that are working with me are telling me that this is uh, the level of clarity they get through the understanding building their core offer is something that it will come back 10 times fold, in the
Yes.
future. You may not see the results right away, but you will see that how it is, it's growing with you, not
Yeah.
outgrowing you. And that's
Right.
rare. That's very unique in a way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I still had problem owning it. I still had issues back in my mind thinking that I need to speed up the process,
Yeah.
speed it
Yeah.
up. Like I need traffic and I'm
Right.
desperate for traffic
Yeah.
without,
So
yeah,
was that your specific goal was to get more people to your website to
correct,
see this offer? That was
correct.
the main goal.
Yeah, and not only just website, but like I knew that I need to connect with more decision makers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I need to connect with more people like I've already served, find more
Yeah.
of my ICPs and, ideal clients and things like that.
Yeah.
And that input was not hard. Like the person I started working with, that input wasn't hard. Where it got really iffy and really got strange was when the behavior of my, uh, how I would approach didn't align with uh, with how I normally would do marketing, which
Okay.
is scrub the list from a third party and then send 20, 30, messages at a time. And
Mhm.
yes, they're not like super cold. There's something there was still a system of like, you wouldn't just send, hey, do business with me kind of thing. But there would be
Yeah.
still like initial email, warm up sequence and all that, right? Even that felt unnatural to me. Even that
Yeah.
felt cold to me
Right.
because I think I'm the kind of person, and I wish, and this is why I value what you do, because you're like, you got to know if that marketing tactic even aligns with you. If
Mhm.
you're the type of person who likes a quality deep conversation, maybe you're the kind of person who needs to attend a conference, or you need to go into these type of like chamber events, local
Mhm.
events, where you actually get to sit across the person having coffee with each other
Right. Yeah.
and just get to learn each other from each other, right?
Mhm.
Maybe I'm that kind of person.
Yeah.
And not knowing your personality so well, that you understand yourself so well, that those are the kind of things you would naturally look for, like this podcast, for example, that I
Yeah.
love being on. And you said yes. And I'm like, I'm thrilled. There was no such thing as like, oh my God, please let me be on. And there is a fee for it, which which I've come across those people as well. Like, you had to pay someone to get
Yeah.
onto their podcast to collaborate. And to me,
Yeah.
that's like, wow. So that even felt unnatural and
Yes.
felt sleazy.
Mhm.
And like, no, I'm not paying you to share my expertise and knowledge that I work so hard for.
Mhm. Yeah, right, right.
Right?
Oh, I totally. Yep. I get that. I've been on the receiving end of those invitations as well. So I just want to be clear because I want to make sure that
Mhm.
someone listening to this show is like, okay, I understand kind of the sequence of events. So you knew you had this proven offer, you knew it worked, you got these great results, no one asked for a refund, they loved it, they got everything they wanted and probably more from it, and you're like, as you said, you kind of got impatient. You're like, I just need more of my ideal clients to know that I'm here, that I'm doing this work. And
Yeah.
so hired did you hire a consultant? Did you sign up for a course? Like, what was it that got
No,
you kind of doing this direct outreach?
I hired a consultant to work with
Mm-hmm.
me one on one, because
Okay.
at that point I was like coursed out. Like, I have no
Yeah.
patience sitting there and going through the modules and learning about how to do something. Like,
Yeah.
I
You're
don't
like,
have
let's
it
just
in.
do the thing.
Yeah, I'm sort of an impatient type person. I want to watch the paint dry like within an hour and put another coat. I'm that kind of
Yes.
person.
Great
You've had those
analogy.
people, right? Yes.
Yes.
I know you like
I
that.
mean, ask my family. I am one of those people. I just, when it comes to marketing, I'm realistic and I always like to set expectations with my clients that it is more of that kind of seed analogy. We have to plant the seed and nurture it and care for it and be patient until it sprouts up into that plant
Oh,
that we
we
were
don't have
looking
time to
for.
nurture. We want to eat it now. Like, is it ready yet?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
So you hired this consultant, they worked with you one-on-one. Was it, I think I already know the answer to this, but I want to ask the question anyway.
mhm,
Was it
mhm.
a tailored approach in terms of like talking through things, or was it kind of a recipe, a stepped like, here, Myra, this is what you need to do. Let's do it.
Recipe. It was a bit
Yeah.
more of a recipe. And
Rinse and repeat kind of thing.
um I think it was done in a very fast and furious kind of way. Like, okay, here we're gonna nail this and that. To be fair, I was still sort of working on my messaging and tweaking my offer a little bit, because the offer was fairly new. Not fairly new. I would say it would like mid. It was like, I'm kind of a messy middle. I'm in the messy middle where I'm still kind
Yeah.
of figuring things out, and the great analogy that my clients use, that you're building the bridge as you showing other how to build their bridges,
Yes.
I just literally stole that line from my client. Hope he'll be okay with it. I'm sure he'll be fine. But
I think you will.
yes, yeah, but it's one of those things where you are like, oh, I have this is an offer that I might have to kill in 2 years. Who knows? But now that I've ran it for almost 3 years, it's only going to get deeper and better,
Hmm.
deeper and better. Um, so I have no intention of, switching or changing anything. But my point is, I was so desperate for like more leads. And this is the danger. You walk into LinkedIn that the moment you even, say that word leads, like all those LinkedIn sales bros will come at you and like, oh my God, like, you can't even, don't say it. Don't say it. They'll come after you, So
Because there's so many of them who are,
there's
they
so
they
many
can
of them.
10x your results and get you 100K next month and all of those things.
I so anyway, I got a bit, what do you call that? Not blindsided, but I was like, um, let me try it out. Let me see if SalesNav would work. And I'm not saying that it's not a great tool. I'm sure it works for a lot of people,
Hmm.
But for me, doing it was more important for me to leverage my existing network. Like I
Yeah.
already have an existing network. Have I actually made the attempt to do any sort of outreach or building a relationship? Probably not. But you know what? It's the tactic that looks so shiny that you want to
Yes.
try out every little thing that's out there. Did
Oh
I
my
hit a
God.
stop there?
I love that you just said that. I love that you just said that because you know that I talk about the marketing funnel framework as a way to think about your marketing efforts and help you kind of get clear and prioritize them, right? So the marketing funnel at the top is attract and then
Mhm.
convert, which is get someone to fill out a form, right? So you can stay in touch with them. So then you get to the next stage, which is nurture, keeping in touch with them over time to build that
Yeah.
trust, and then convert, right? Close the deal at the bottom of the funnel. And so I love what you just said, Myra, because instead of thinking about those people who are already in your funnel, they're somewhere in there, right? Because they already
They're
know who you
already
are,
there. Yeah.
but maybe they don't know about this, refined offer that you've been tweaking and, running and fine tuning and improving as you go. You went immediately to the top of the funnel. Like, I gotta get out in front of more people. And this is so incredibly common in marketing. We just need more people to hear about us. We just need more people to know what we're doing. And that
And that's
really
why I'm
might not be
shamefully
the
admitting it.
problem.
Yes. I'm shamefully admitting it. I know that's an issue, and it's such a problem that you have to remind yourself, and this is something that I talk about with my clients too, that this is why you need a compass um, reinforcer. I don't know if that makes sense. Meaning an alignment, realignment. You have to every
Mm,
quarter check your realignment, check with yourself, check with your vision,
yeah.
your mission, your purpose, your values. All those
Hmm.
things are there for a reason, because what happens with us as human, we drift. It's just human nature. We can't help it. We
Yeah.
drift. And
Yes.
that's why we have people like you and me and people who are big picture thinkers to
Yes.
help us ground ourselves and get refocused.
Yes. That outsider's perspective to kind of give you that big picture, high level strategy while also figuring out what do those detailed tactical pieces look like.
Yeah, because it's not unintentional, but it's also kind of like you're autopiloting a lot,
Yeah.
you tend to
Right.
forget. um,
Yes.
it's not on it. It's not intentional. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
something. It's
Yeah, and
something.
it's
Yeah.
I think there's the autopilot, right? We might get, well, we're just going to keep doing this thing because we've always done it. And so we keep going.
Right.
And I think it's also this other, I mean, you tell me if this fits, but I think of shiny object syndrome, right? Is like, you're
Oh,
like, all
sure.
right, let's do this LinkedIn lead gen thing and let's go after that because that's going to be the thing that, solves this problem that I have. But
Right.
without taking that pause and that step back to say, what's the bigger picture? What's the overall strategy? Then you might be going after the wrong thing that doesn't plug the hole in the funnel where you really needed it.
Yeah. Yeah. And not to mention the time and money that we spend on doing those tactics. Random stuff that looks good on the outside because someone
Yes.
promised you 30 leads in 30 days because
Right.
the hook sounds so good, you
Yes.
know? Um,
Yeah. So I
yeah.
want to go back to what you were saying about, so you hired this consultant, they have you doing Sales Navigator. It sounds like a lot of cold outreach, and you kind of realized somewhere along the way, well, maybe you did you realize it in that process, or was it after when you're like, wait a minute, what about the people who already know me? When did you kind
Oh
of
my
figure that out?
God. I think after it was after, not during the time, because
Mm-hmm.
um, I hit a point where I was like, what am I doing? Like, it's kind of like somebody just hit me on the face or something. Like, what are you doing? Like, isn't even
Yeah.
you. This is not even this is not your fingerprint. This is not your DNA.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And I'm not against cold, again, I want to emphasize this. I'm not against cold sales, cold calls, or things like that. Everything works. People say email's dead, this is dead, that's dead. Like everything works. What works for you may not work for someone else. That's the
Yes.
bottom line,
1000%. Yes. So
right?
when did you realize that you're like, this, I'm trying to go through this process and do these things because this person said it's going to work? Like, what were kind of your realizations in that process, and when did you say, okay, no, I'm not doing this anymore because it doesn't feel good, it's not me?
I think the unnatural process of just just reaching out to complete strangers, that they haven't even connected with me. Like it is so much easier if someone follows you on LinkedIn and connects with you and comments on your post, like, hey,
Yeah.
how's it going, how are you,
Yeah.
it's so much easier than like random, like I have no idea who Dwight is, and I send a message to Dwight that I have no idea if he likes the color blue or red, or
Yeah.
he likes fishing. I don't know,
Yeah.
there's no context.
Yes. No context. And it honestly, I always like to draw a parallel between like LinkedIn and interactions on LinkedIn and like thinking of yourself in an in-person networking event, right? To me, the example you just gave is almost the difference between someone approaching you to start a conversation about something versus you just walking up to a random stranger and
Yeah,
trying to like get their attention when they're talking to somebody else.
precisely, yes. And
Yeah.
that feels very awkward and hard.
Yes. Yep.
And
Yep.
I kept telling myself, we have to do hard things. You know how there's a belief swirling around, like you have to do we could do hard things. And those hard things aren't usually aligned with who we are. Yes, of
Yes.
course we can do hard things. I can go pick up a 45 dumbbell, but there's context in there. I've been here before. I know how
Yeah.
the progression works. There is
Yeah.
no progression. You can't just from go 0 to 100 all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I
You
do think there is some nuance to that. And I always say, like, when I work with clients one on one, I like to push them to try new things. It might like,
know?
I don't, there's like a fine line, I feel like. Push yourself outside your comfort zone. There's opportunity to grow and try some things and open up your perspective in terms of, oh, I never thought I would do that thing. Well, give it a try. If it really does not feel good and you can't get comfortable doing it, then by all means, like abandon ship and stop going that road.
Right. Yeah. And I think that was for me. Like I tried it and I took it to a little bit to an extent where I was like, ooh, like my energy is just, I don't feel excited the next day about running my business. Like,
yes,
I want to be in it. You know, I started this so I could be in it and on it.
And that's the thing that I always say. It's like if you're forcing yourself to do some sort of marketing tactic that doesn't feel good and you keep trying and it still doesn't feel good and now you're dreading it, what results do you think you're going to get? You're not going to get good results because you're not giving it your all. Versus I love doing this podcast because I love having conversations with business owners like you. This is so fun for me. Like, of course I want to show up to this. If I didn't enjoy it, how boring of a show would that be? And then no one's going to listen to it. And then what are we all doing?
And I feel like this has become such a epidemic that this problem exists. And even this most intelligent, seasoned, experienced who's been in like 10, 12 years in, they know this, and yet we still do it. Yeah. And to me, that's a sign that, you know, we need to be able to trust ourselves more. But in order to trust ourselves more, who do you have in your vicinity? Who do you have in your proximity? And that also matters. Like, I think it's a gift that people like you, your clients have you in their corner to remind them, to say, hey, are you doing this? But are you sure is this right for you? Like, do you even like doing this?
Yeah.
To me, that's priceless.
Aw, well, I appreciate the kind words. That's very sweet.
Well, I mean, I hope that's what we, at the end of the day, that's all we have left, you know, like, because you can give somebody content calendars, everything, you know, social media, 30 days worth of content, everything. But these are the moments, these are the decisions that are sometimes so hard to see for yourself, because I always say that the longer you are in your business, the more blind spots you'll have.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's such a great point. That is such a great point. You think we'd get better at seeing them over time, but we just get more rigid and closed. So, Myra, I knew this time would fly by. We are coming up on needing to wrap up.
That's it, we're done.
I know. It went so fast. I think we covered a lot of really great points here for business owners to consider in terms of willingness to try new marketing tactics, listening to our gut to say, is this uncomfortableness something we need to push through, or is this not a thing that we should be considering? And the other huge point that I think from a marketing strategy standpoint is, are you solving the right problem in the grand scheme of your marketing picture?
Right.
When you choose a specific tactic to go after. So in your case, you're like, I just need more people to hear about me. So it's that you think it's the visibility thing. And hindsight's 2020. Now you look back on it and you say, gosh, I didn't actually need to get out in front of new people. I needed to reconnect with all those people who already knew me and foster those relationships and get to know people on a more authentic, deeper level.
I have another analogy for you. I started the fire. I didn't even start the fire, and I wanted to put the gas on there.
Yes. Oh my God. I love that you just used that analogy, because I have used it before. I actually talk about paid ads as like the gas on the fire. Like people jump to paid ads or lead gen even. I think those are two of the most common things I see business owners think. this is going to be the answer to all of my marketing problems. I just need to get out in front of more people. I just need to generate leads. You can't pour gas on a fire that's not already lit. You got to build the foundation. You got to get the flame going first. So good.
Awesome.
I'm so glad you brought that up. So as we wrap up this conversation and, schedule part 2 down the road, Myra, what is a last piece of advice you want to share? You shared a lot of great nuggets, but is there any last thing that we didn't really cover or something you could just kind of want to hammer home?
Oh, man. I would say, what is it that I recently did? Something about write your offer. I have my offer manifesto. Like, write your manifesto, whatever that manifesto, whether it's marketing, offer, like that's something that it's not rules, but it's structure. It's things that you would live by, and you're not going to sway away from that, because it puts you, it keeps you focused. It keeps you in line with where you're going. I would say that has helped me. I am human, just as like the next person who makes mistakes and start, oh my God, I should do this. And I get like all excited and, start like joining this community, that community. I start like talking to random people, and pretty soon I'm wiped out. My energy is like that. And I have 2 young children. I can't do that. I can't be random. I can't afford to be random. I have to be strategic. I have to be intentional with my time.
So that manifesto helps keep you focused on that. That's what you're saying. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this and going like, I'm the same way, we all have 24 hours. Yes, but we don't have the same 24 hours. It's different for everyone. So for me, the priority is like, just if you don't have that navigator built in it, the GPS built inside of you, it can take you anywhere.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah. Blessing and a curse.
Yeah. It can bite you back. Yeah.
So that manifesto, I love that idea. I'm going to give that some thought myself. That's a great way to kind of get focused, get clear. What is it that we're willing to do, not willing to do? Where are our priorities? I think that really ties a nice bow on this conversation. So very lastly, before we sign off, Myra, how can people learn more about you and the work that you do?
Have a conversation like we are having right now. Not a sales call, just get on a conversation, for God's sakes. I honestly, like, I tell people that I'm on LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. There was time that I despised LinkedIn, but now I just feel like I've figured out my pace, my energy of what brings me back to this platform. And that's where I live the most and try to connect with people the most intentionally. So that's where they can find me. And I also have a free resource that I built recently called the Red Thread, finding your red thread through line of your offer. And it's something, it's not one of those where how to create an irresistible offer or lead magnet kind of thing. It's really like, what is the through line of your body of work? And how do we create an offer from that? It's the starting point. It's the primer before the paint. Okay. So
I love it.
I would love for people to take it, fill it out, and give me feedback. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So you'll definitely make sure you get me that link. We'll include it in the show notes. We'll share it on LinkedIn Live, in the comments on YouTube. So we will share it in all of the places. I love that. I want to check it out myself. I can't wait. Myra, I want to thank you sincerely so much for taking the time to come on the show, for sharing so openly and honestly, and for just being you.
Thank you. It was my pleasure, and I am so grateful for you.
So thank you. You're so sweet. All right. Okay, everybody. Until next time.